Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast for another segment of 20 Random Questions. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and today's guest is the governor. Nope, just kidding. It's not the Minnesota governor. It's actually professional boxer and boxing Irish prospect all the way from Cork, Ireland, Tommy the Governor Hyde. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm very good, John. Thanks very much for having me on the show.
So I just mentioned that you're from Cork, Ireland, but you're actually in San Francisco right now. So explain that to me.
So I'm from Cork, as you've said. I'm in San Francisco promoting my next fight in 4 weeks' time, which will be in San Francisco at the Fox Theatre. And I'll be going back to Los Angeles Sunday, tomorrow evening for a training camp.
So you are in training camp. This is going to be the biggest fight of your career. You're actually fighting for a title, right?
Yeah, I'm fighting for the Celtic title against the Celtic champion, Craig McCarthy from Ireland as well. And on St. Patrick's weekend, it's going to be a big night.
So how much do you know about your opponent? Do you know him personally?
I do, yeah. I've met him a couple of times. He only lives like an hour from where I live at home. He's 10-1 as a pro, so he has a good record, and it's on paper it's a good step up for me. But I'm looking forward to putting on a good performance here in San Francisco in front of a big Irish crowd here, and it'll be the first of many fights here in San Francisco for me.
Well, Jesus, you guys only live an hour away from each other. Win or lose, you guys can have a few beers together after the fight.
I don't drink, but I'll buy him a drink afterwards.
Okay. So now, is this going to be aired anywhere? Are the fans going to be able to watch it?
I'm not too sure if it's going to be televised, but if it's not, I'm going to have someone go live on my Facebook or else my YouTube page, but hopefully it is televised because it's going to be a great night of boxing.
Okay, and how long have you been in training camp right now?
I came to LA 2 weeks ago, but I've been training back home for the last 6 weeks. I don't really stop training, to be honest, John. I'm always training, always keeping fit. I'm only starting my career, so it's important to be fit all the time and ready to fight.
Okay, so you ready for these 20 random questions?
Yeah, ready as ever.
Okay, so for a lot of the fans that aren't familiar with you too much, I just want you to not talk about the boxing, but question one is tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
Yeah, so for me to not talk about boxing is hard because my dad is a professional manager. I've been around the boxing since I'm a child with him. So when we're at the kitchen table, we often say, if we weren't talking about boxing, what would we talk about? So I haven't got much other things to talk about.
But I mean, just tell the fans kind of where you grew up, if you have any siblings, about you and your parents, things like that.
Yeah, I grew up at home in Cork. I've 3 sisters. I'm the only boy in the house. I'm the only son, sorry. And I'm very close to my mom and dad. We're a very close family. I've a niece and nephew as well, and I'm just a very close family we are.
Okay. Question 2. So how did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
So I was named after my great-granduncle, Tommy Hyde, who is known as one of the best fighters to come out of the city I'm from, Cork in Ireland. His nickname was the Prince of Cork Boxing. So he was Tommy Hyde too, and I don't think when I was named Tommy Hyde, I think there wasn't many other roads for me to go than to box. But as I said, my dad's a manager. He brought me to all the fights when I was younger around Ireland, all the big fights, the world title fights and the big Irish fights. And then he started managing fighters, and he brought me to the shows in Vegas, in New York and all that. And I just caught the bug for it, and I've loved it ever since. I'm a huge boxing fan.
So now you just mentioned your grandfather's nickname was the Prince. So how did you get the nickname the Governor?
So the governor is the boss, isn't it? So we have a family bar back home in Cork, Ireland, and I'm the licensee of the bar. So I'm the boss, so I'm the governor of the bar. And then when I'm boxing, I plan on being the boss too. So I want to be the governor in the ring and out of the ring.
Okay. So question 3, do you have any boxing superstitions?
I've a boring answer to that is no. I don't have any superstitions, but I'm trying to make one up on the spot for you, John, but I've none at the minute.
No, that's okay. If you don't have them, you don't have them. A lot of boxers do, and some boxers don't.
No, I don't. I don't believe in superstitions.
Okay, question 4. What's something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
That's a good question. I kind of know, like, I don't really hide anything from anyone. I share everything online with people that are following me. I share all my stuff on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. So I kind of, yeah, a lot of people might know that I was licensee of a bar at home. I don't run the bar; it's a family bar. My mum and dad run the bar, but I'm the licensee, so it's myself and my grand are the owners of the bar. But it's a family run bar, so I get a lot of support there. A lot of people support me in there. Hannah Bonds in Cork. So if you're ever in Cork, we get you drunk in there, John.
Well, thank you, but I don't drink either. So, but I would definitely love to stop there if I was ever there.
Definitely.
What is the name of the bar?
It's called Hannah Bonds. So there was a song about the area, and the opera queen of Cork. She lived in Gran. Gran is the name of the area, and her name was Hannah Bon. So that's where the name of this. My dad used to sing the song when he was younger. So when we bought the bar, that was the name we came up with.
Okay. All right. Question 5. What's the one thing that you hate the most in training?
I suppose not eating what you want to eat. I'm on a strict diet. I'm eating good, eating healthy, eating clean. But when I'm out of camp and I'm allowed to eat what I want, I have a very sweet tooth. I like my burgers, I like my pizzas, I like my chocolate, and especially with a cup of Irish tea, you have to have a bit of chocolate or some biscuits with that. But I can't have it at the minute.
Okay. Question 6. If you could hold any record in the Guinness Book of World Records, what record would you want to hold?
If I could hold any record, it would have to be something boxing related, I suppose. Maybe beat Manny Pacquiao's record, but I don't think I'll be doing that. I'm super middleweight now, so there's not enough weight divisions for me to go up.
Okay. Question 7. If you could have any musical artist walk you out to the ring for a fight, who would you choose?
My favorite singer is Luke Kelly, who's actually passed away. He's a legendary Irish singer, but the Wolf Tones are still going. They sing all the Irish ballads and all the Irish songs, and they're huge stars back home in Ireland and around America too, with the Irish population in America. So it would be unreal for them to sing me out.
Okay. All right. Question 8. If you didn't become a professional boxer, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I'd be working in the bar at home. When I'm at home, I'm working there every day, most days anyway, and I love it there. There's some great characters coming in and out of the bar, and I love their friends. They're friends when you're seeing them every day. You know all about them. They're good friends, and I've good relationship with all of them that come in there. And I love working there. To be honest, I really enjoy it.
Okay. Question 9. If you could have one superhero ability, what would you want?
When you said 20 random questions, I didn't realize they were going to be this random. I don't know, maybe to fly. Fly would be handy. I often was on a long walk and thought it'd be flying or teleporting. Either one of them would do.
Okay. All right. Question 10. What's something that you're very passionate about besides boxing?
I'm passionate about where I come from, my home in Ireland. It's well known that if you're from Cork, you love Cork. So I'm not the only Cork man that loves where he's from. I love being at home. When I'm at home or when I'm over here in training camp, I'm missing home. So I love where I'm from and the people there. That's what I'm passionate about.
Okay. Question 11. What's the first thing you eat after weigh-ins?
First thing I have is obviously I get my electrolytes and the liquids back into me to rehydrate, and then I go for an Irish stew or else an Irish carvery with some mashed potatoes, gravy, roast beef, proper Irish dinner.
Okay. All right. Question 12. What's the number one problem in the sport of boxing right now, in your opinion?
Promoters not leaving fighters fight each other was a big problem, but now with the money in Saudi Arabia, it's great to see that's not so much a problem anymore. But I think judging is always a problem, always has been, always will be, and it's not just professional boxing; it's in the amateurs too. Wrong decisions and bad decisions ruin people's careers.
Okay. All right. Question 13. Who is someone in your life that has inspired you outside the sport of boxing?
Good question. Inspired me outside of the sport. I have a lot of inspirations with family at home. I always want to do my family proud. I come from a proud family, you know what I mean? So it's as I said, I have a very close family, so I'm always looking to do them proud. So they'd be a big inspiration for me, all my family, but especially my nephew. He's I'm his godfather, so I'd like to think he looks up to me, and I hope I'm setting a good example for him.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Joey.
Okay. Yeah, we got to give him a shout out on here.
Oh,
If you're gonna mention him, he wants to hear his name.
Joey's the man. He's only 8 years old, but he's a legend. He goes to my fights when I'm fighting at home. He walks me out to the ring, and he gets a great buzz out of it. He hasn't really caught the boxing bug yet, so I don't really mind that either. I'd like if he stayed into the football or something like that. It might be a little bit easier.
Okay. So, question 14: what advice do you give a kid that wants to become a boxer?
You have to take the good with the bad in boxing. There's going to be ups and downs, even after bad sparring. I often had a bad sparring. You're thinking, "Geez, what am I doing in boxing?" Or just bad decisions, bad things happen in boxing. But if you don't experience the bad things, the good things won't feel half as good. So when you have the bad spars, then when you have a good spar again, it feels great. Or when you're getting that win that you're working hard for, just take the good with the bad. Don't let the losses get to your heart too much, and keep dedicated, keep working, and focus on your goal, the end goal. Always focus on the end goal.
Okay. All right. Question 15: what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, I like a vanilla ice cream. I'm fairly plain. I like a vanilla ice cream. I'm fairly plain with my ice cream choice. I like vanilla ice cream. I like strawberry ice cream, but recently I was in Albufeira and my girlfriend recommended that I get a mint chocolate ice cream. And I wasn't a big fan of the mint chocolate before, but I'm a new lover of mint chocolate ice cream.
Okay. All right, question 16. If you could have a boxing match with any fighter in history, alive or dead, who would your ultimate fight be against?
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite fighters are Tito Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, all these guys, and Kelly Pavlik. So Kelly Pavlik was the closest to my weight, super middleweight I am. So I would have to say Kelly Pavlik. He was brilliant, great jab, great action fighter, and always in good fights.
Okay. The Ghost.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
All right, question 17. If you could steal anything and get away with it, what would you steal?
Money. It's an easy one.
Okay. Question 18. If you could have dinner with any 4 athletes, alive or dead, who would you sit at your table with?
The first one that comes to mind is Roy Keane. He's a legend, a legendary footballer from where I'm from in Cork, in Ireland. My favorite fighter of all times. I have a lot of favorite fighters, so I couldn't just pick one. But who would I be interested in meeting? I suppose Roberto Duran is a legend and seems like a character. Roy Keane, Roberto Duran. Who else is there? I'm kind of on the spot right now. Who are you for? Roberto Duran, Roy Keane, Aaron Hill, another. He's a close friend of mine. He's a snooker player making waves in the snooker world at the minute, and that's 2 Cork men. So as I said, Cork people love where they're from. So that's 2 Cork men I'm after picking. Aaron Hill, Roy Keane, Roberto Duran. That's a mix, and I'm gonna go with probably go with Cristiano Ronaldo. He's been at the top of the sport for his whole career, so it'd be an interesting conversation to see how dedicated he is and what he's done. Okay. Take out Cristiano Ronaldo, and I'm going to pick Conor McGregor instead.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems like he's fun as well. Conor McGregor is.
Well, it's your table. It's your table. We can put 5 chairs there.
All right, we'll pick 5. So Conor McGregor has a huge personality, and what he's done from from working on the building sites in Ireland to taking over the whole world, fighting Floyd Mayweather in his professional debut as a boxer. Whether you like it or not, he's done the unthinkable.
Okay. All right, question 19. Who are some of the bigger name boxers that you've actually sparred in your career so far?
The biggest name I've sparred is probably Demetrius Andrade. I've done a couple of rounds of him about 2 or 3 years ago. Carlos Gongora did a couple of rounds with. Yeah, they would be the biggest names at the minute. So I'm hoping to get in with some big names in the next couple of months and get some good experience.
Okay. Question 20. What's your best boxing memory right now in your career up to this point?
My pro debut, I think, or else my first fight at home in June last year. It was packed out crowd and all my friends and family there. It was a special night.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time to come on and do 20 random questions. If you got anything to say to the fans, or you want to promote the fight one more time, or give a shout out to some sponsors, go ahead.
Cheers. Thanks very much, John, for having me on the show. I'm looking forward to watching some of your episodes because I see that there's a lot of great fighters after Banana. As I said, I'm a big boxing fan, so I'm looking forward to looking back on some of them and seeing what their answers were. They might have been a bit better than mine. I wish I watched a couple of episodes beforehand, so I'd have a bit more answers ready for you. But thank you for having me on. And if anyone wants to watch me fight, it's going to be March 16th in San Francisco against another Irishman for the Celtic title, as I was saying. Just follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Tommy Hyde, and enjoy the journey.
All right, hold on. And with that, the truth has spoken.